Thanks to former Ray, now at the Miami Marlins, from my conversation with him talking about the labor situation in Major League Baseball. Enjoy baseball this year, in other words. That's what he was saying. He was the union rep for the Rays. Now he's with the Marlins. As we welcome you back, Ryan Pepiot, Rays starting pitcher, is with me in studio until 7. So Pete basically said, foregone conclusion that we're going to see some sort of lockout or work stoppage after this season because the owners are looking for a salary cap and the players, obviously, for many, many years. And your union, as you know, one of the strongest in this entire country, have been steadfast against any sort of salary cap. And it sounds like the owners, who are spending the money, by the way, it's like they're trying to police themselves or protect themselves from themselves because they're the ones out there spending all this money. But everyone's looking at the Dodgers and the moves that they're making, and they're doing it in a very innovative and resourceful way. Andrew Freeman, who used to be here, deferring a lot of these payments, Ryan Pepiot, which doesn't count against this competitive balance tax because not a whole lot of money's on the books. It's a brilliant way of doing business. Anybody can do it, by the way.
Anyone can do it, by the way. Yeah, I think it just takes the present value of and just brings the tax down. And they're doing a lot of signing bonuses as well.
So explain why that's advantageous for the team as well as the player. I mean, the player, you get that money up front.
Player, you get it up front. Player, you get it taxed where you live. You don't get taxed in California, which is the highest tax bracket or state tax in the U.S. So, as a Florida resident, somebody might want to choose to do that over that from a financial aspect. But then also it helps, the payroll stays down for the team, then they can go out and do other things. But it's just such an interesting one. I've heard lockout for sure pretty much as well. I mean, Pete was our rep. And now it's RAS, so they keep us very well informed. And none of us want to lock out. We all want to play and all want to do our thing. But there's gonna be some interesting topics, and I'm sure a lot of it's just more of a scare tactic. It's just like to push us to just take whatever's offered.
So they're starting early, like a year early. They're already starting.
They already said during the season this past year. Like, we have a meeting every spring training with Tony Clark, and the players' union comes in and talks to us for 2 hours, and they kind of just give us the lay of the land. We have one during the season. They come meet us when we're in New York or Boston or Baltimore or somewhere close to the offices and just kind of give us an update mid-season. And then there's obviously the player rep has their monthly meetings, and then during the off-season have more stuff. And then there's big old long text chains that go through of all the information that's talked about. So we're all well informed. It's just a lot. Like, a lot of it's like rules changes this year with the tapping your helmet, whatever, strike zone stuff. The years before was the pitch clock, all that stuff. So now it's, they've already said that we're going to be in a lockout. If we're not, then like Pete said, I'd be pleasantly surprised if we're not.
Let me ask you this. Has Tony Clark or anybody from the union, have they said to you guys, hey, you might want to start maybe saving some money just in case of a doomsday scenario of a lockout next season?
No, they haven't come forward and said that. There's a lot of like licensing money that we get during the year from like basically NIL stuff that gets used from, like, I don't know if it's jersey sales and all that stuff. But the union withholds some of that for doomsday situation.
Rainy day fund.
Exactly. So they hold that. So if something like that happens, and then after each union, that gets dispersed.
Oh, gotcha.
So the rainy day fund is already there. And then one of the things is we have to decide how much of that we want to withhold or take up front. Like, my first couple of years was like we got 60 and then withheld 40, or like 50-50 split. The past couple of years have been 100 hold. Just so that there's more there that they can use to pay out the players if we do miss games and all that stuff. One of the more interesting things that somebody pointed out to me this year was that going into lockout, there's the new streaming service that is playing games and stuff like that, I think. So that makes it interesting. You have a new deal with a streaming service, and you're going to miss games in the first year that they're going to be potentially miss games. So I don't know if that maybe plays a factor in our benefit where we might not miss games and the lockout can't go as far.
Interesting. There's also the TV issue with you guys and a whole bunch of teams. Like, you need a TV deal. We're getting pretty close here.
FanDuel went bankrupt or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you don't know anything about what's happening there.
No idea.
Here's what I do know. WDAE is the home of the Rays, the radio home. So if you can't find them on TV or whatever happens there, I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with a deal at some point. Every game is heard right here on your flagship station of the Rays, 95.3 FM, Mighty AM 620, WDAE. We're also streaming Rays baseball through the iHeartRadio app, so you can listen to us through the app as well. So we're a year away from this stuff. You're a young guy. You're not worried about it right now.
No, not yet. Once we'll have our meeting. I think our meeting's scheduled for sometime in end of February, early March for
when Tony Clark visits.
Tony Clark
okay,
visits, and we'll kind of get more of. Ras has already kind of kept us informed already for the off season for those meetings that he's had to do, and then we'll get word for word from Tony Clark during spring, and then we'll get it again during the season. We'll see. Stay
tuned. All right. Speaking of Ras, that's Drew Rasmussen, Rays starting pitcher. He's going to join us an hour from now at 6 o'clock. So one of Ryan Pepiot's teammates in the starting rotation will be with us. It is The Drive on this beautiful Would You Rather Wednesday. And coming up, Would You Rather? We got a couple of good ones for you, Ryan Pepiot. I hope you're ready. He is ready, he says. Would You Rather is coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Your calls and texts as well. And don't forget, coming up in a matter of moments, right at 5 o'clock, your final opportunity today to win $1,000. We give it away 9 times every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is your last chance today. You're going to hear the nationwide keyword. When you hear it, go online, 953wda.com. You insert the keyword there, and you'll be in the running. You can't win if you don't play. You can win $1,000 that you can spend on Rays tickets, as the Rays will be back at Tropicana Field. We'll discuss that, all things Rays. There is some Buccaneer news as well. Is Mike Evans coming back? Buccaneers also reaching out to a former head coach who just got canned. Very interesting story there. All that is next here on The Drive with Ryan Pepiot in studio. Come on back.
You're tuned in to The Drive with T-Crash.